Hey everyone, welcome to Z's Bees. I want to take a little bit of time today to show you an option on what to do with some of your beeswax. So if you're like me, you get after season, you have all your nice wax cappings, and I run mine through a paint filter, but you still get a little bit like this. Run it through 2 or 3 times and you get some real nice pure beeswax. So a real quick recipe for your dry woodenware. So if you see some of your spoons or maybe a cutting board that looks like this, or even some of your nicer ones that show some dry spots, you can make a board butter. This one here, we can kind of zoom in on it. This is one that I make. Essentially, it is 1 part beeswax and 2.5 parts mineral oil, and that's the food safe mineral oil. Essentially what I do, I use a mason jar. This is the one that I use. I put a little spacer on the bottom of the pan, heat up the water almost like a double boiler, and I put in the 1 pound of the beeswax. I then put in the 2.5 parts, or 2.5 pounds in my case, of the mineral oil. I heat that up, stir it up, and when it becomes a full solution or liquid, then I pour them into these little discs here and make the board butter. So it's really efficient. I don't charge very much, but it's a really cool product. So let me show you how it works. So it'll come, this one here is a little smeared because I've used it already, but it's got a real nice texture to it. It's just kind of like a paste that's in there. So you can either dedicate a rag, you can use a little bit of paper towel, and I'm going to show you just how to use it. So if you stick your finger in there, it's got a real kind of nice consistency. That's quite a bit here. But if I take this cutting board, which is really dry, I haven't touched this one. You can see there's some splits in it. This thing needs some tender loving care. But what I'll initially do is I'm just going to kind of buff it in. And for this one, I'm going to use quite a bit just to really get a lot of this around here. You could have soaked this board in mineral oil before, but I'm just going to kind of show you what it is. And we'll buff all this in on this side. And we'll come back in about a half hour or an hour, and we'll just kind of see what it does here. So the mineral oil will soak into the wood, and then as the beeswax dries, it kind of creates a little bit of a buffer on there. So let's say you're cutting onions on here. The onion juice doesn't sink into the board. It will just kind of be able to get wiped off. So I'm just going to kind of cover this one side here, and I'll do some of these spoons over here, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at what they look like in about a half hour. So I use the same one here. These ones aren't too bad, but you do see some dry marks. I'll kind of buff this in here. Looks like these might have went into the dishwasher. One of the hardest things for your woodenware is putting it into a dishwasher. You can see where it just kind of really brings this back to life. And once we buff these out, they'll have a real nice shine to it as well. So I'm going to go through and I'll show you then at the end what they look like. All right, it's been about a half hour. Again, this could sit overnight, but I have a softball game I need to go to, so I want to make sure that we get these checked out. So if you want to look down here, this has only been about a half hour. A lot of that has sunk in. I just have a dry rag, and you can see just really, I mean, that's a used cutting board, but you can see how nice the color got brought out. And then check out these. This was the spoon that was really dry. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to kind of buff it out, and I'll show you just how that looks. So just again, just, you know, so that looks like a brand new spoon. Same thing here. We have not sure what kind of wood this is, but you can see where it's really just brought back to life. Has that nice shine on it. This spatula, all these look almost like they're brand new in a spoon. So there you have it. This is the board butter. I mixed 1 part beeswax to 2.5 parts mineral oil, melt that all down, create a liquid, and I put it in here. You can make a whole bunch really, really fast and easy. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you made it this far. I'll have some other tips and tricks videos as we go on.